What's
All
going on,
right, let's
guys?
get to
It
it.
is we good? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Dez Nicole in the house. What you gonna
We
do?
got to
Okay,
do the
okay, cool.
icebreaker first before we do
The
the
icebreaker.
intro.
All right, Miss Cherele. When it comes to women in hip hop, who would you say raised you in a sense of influence, sounds that you heard growing up in your home, on the streets, wherever you grew up? And it's Fort Myers, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So yeah, who would you say raised you?
I would say Missy Elliott and Lauryn Hill. Those are
Missy
my
Elliott
top
and
two growing
Lauryn
up.
Hill. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
What's something
Yes.
about Missy Elliott and Lauryn Hill that you feel like you embody and or that people can find in your music and things like that?
I think for Missy Elliott, it's the creativity, the no bounds, outside the normal structure of what you would consider a female rapper. And plus, Missy Elliott is also multi-talented. She's also an incredible producer. Just does songwriter, just does so much. And I aspire to be like that too. Just a multi hyphenate creative. Lauryn
Mhm.
Hill, oh man, just the soulfulness, the genuineness. There's a serious nature about her, but it's because it's so grounding, right? And I take so much inspiration from that groundedness, and within that groundedness, it's because of all of her authenticity. She's completely herself, and there's like this wisdom about her, even when she was younger, that I admire that.
You know, when you started talking about Lauryn Hill and her wisdom and her being grounded and stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I can see that and hear that in your music as well.
All in
Oh,
your
thank you.
music.
I
That's
can
Yeah.
big.
all in your
That's
music. Your
big.
pen game, like of course
Thank
your
you.
flow and your style already nice, but actually when I listen to your lyrics, like there was one song. Actually, we're gonna get into it. Hold on. Let me just
Yeah,
backtrack.
we
Yeah, let me like I'm already ready to hop into it. Let me go
Yeah.
ahead and introduce us. This is episode 2, season 1 of the OK Sis podcast. I am your host, Dez Nicole, and I got my sis Mouse on here. Mouse, what it do?
we already know what it is. Tampa in the building. We got Miss Cherele on the mic with us. Thank you so much for
Hey,
being here. Thank you for what you contribute to the game. You've renewed my
thank
faith
you.
in hip hop, honestly, because this new album, I ain't even gonna lie, it's been on repeat for like the last week
Thank you.
since we found out
Yeah.
that we were going to be interviewing you. And I am extremely happy to talk to you because the first time I heard you was that collaboration you did with Gats on his last shot,
Oh,
his last sandwich.
yes.
And I was like, who
Yeah.
is this? And just to find out that you're from Tampa and now I get to interview you, I'm having a fangirl moment. So excuse me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now you're based out of LA?
Yeah, I'm in LA. Yeah.
Okay. What was that transition like from going down from the South all the way over to the opposite coast and things like that?
They do things a little different around here. Look,
I
it was
heard.
kind of a hard transition, honestly. Culturally, there's some differences, and so I just had to remain grounded. And I'm proud from where I'm from. But I've never lived outside the South, and honestly, we are different. You don't realize that till you live on a completely different. Like West Coast is not even East Coast, because even in New York, there's more of a thread. Over here, it just feels a little different. So it's been taking some adjusting to, and
Mhm.
just learning their culture. I've been doing some research trying to learn their culture, especially the black folks out here, and like get more connected. But it's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah,
What
I've
would you
been
say
hearing
some of
things.
the major culture shifts or culture shocks that you've experienced since being in LA? And how long have you been in LA?
I've been in LA 4 years now. I think greeting, like they don't greet you. Like let's say you walk in a room or you walk in a store or something, like you just walk in a room or something, more personal. They don't really greet. Nobody
Mm.
really greets you, you know? Like
Oh, so
I'm
Southern
just like,
hospitality
hey,
is a
yeah,
thing?
like
Question mark.
Yeah.
Hey, how you
you know,
doing? Even if nobody
hey, how
answers
you
you back, it's just like,
doing?
hey, how you doing? Like an
Hey, how you
acknowledgement.
doing?
Right,
It's
absolutely. So
definitely
that
a more
was
than southern thing I noticed.
yeah. So I think you feel real sweet out here. I'm very real sweet and different. But that's kind of just southern. So that's a real thing. But
Mm.
other than that, they're cool. They're definitely cool. They're definitely cool out here. It's just different, you just gotta get used to it.
Right,
Would you
right. As
say
as
that
as it
like,
would be.
yeah,
I'm
I
sorry,
was
what you
gonna
say?
ask, Would you say that since you've been there, that the culture out there have influenced your music a little bit, or have you tried to like adapt to adding new things that you've been learning since you've been there to your craft?
A little bit, for sure. A little bit. I think what inspires me truly is the nature out here. It's gorgeous, so that kind of inspires me. And I don't know really sonically. I know I did in like Florida Panther. I was trying to hit a West Coast flow a little bit, but that was as far as that went. Um, but you know, I definitely listen to more West Coast things now that I live out here, and but I'm still real Southern. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still real Southern. Yeah.
Could tell by the grill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So since you've been listening to more West Coast people, who are some of the like influences that you pulled from the West Coast to help you make this new album?
Honestly, I can't
Great
say I
question.
pulled anybody from the West Coast to make this album.
Really?
I'm not that deep into it. Yeah, like my boyfriend is from the Bay, so he'll put me onto like old school Bay stuff or stuff like that. But it wasn't like it wasn't like I was just like, oh, okay, I'm on the West Coast now. I wanna. It wasn't really like that. To me, I was trying to make a good Southern album, so I was thinking of more
Okay.
things that I grew up on.
I was just
Yeah, let's get
asking that
into the
because you said that,
album.
in Florida Panther, you kind of tried to embody a
Oh
little bit of that
yeah,
touch. That's
but I
why I
don't
was
know who I
asking.
was. Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know who I was embodying though. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try to hit this kind of flow. Maybe
Gotcha.
like Schoolboy Q. It was like more like Schoolboy Q type, you know?
See, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, 'cause you kind of was giving me Schoolboy Q vibes on a few, even on
Right?
your
Yeah, I
earlier
was trying to.
projects. So I was like, ooh, this is
Oh,
kind of like
okay.
his type of vibe.
Yeah, like that. I remember thinking that with Florida Panthers specifically was like, oh, this is kind of like I want to get like kind of like a Schoolboy vibe to that. Yeah.
I like that.
So you label yourself as rapper, songwriter, and producer.
Hmm.
How much of your project did you produce on your own, or is it all you, or did you work with other producers? I did see that you worked with Jordan Patrick on a track as well.
Hmm.
So talk to us a little bit about your producing side.
Yeah, production, I did Dan Marino freestyle, and then I produced To Be Free. So I produced two out of everything. Other than that, it was OK Coop was the majority of the production, and then Zach the Hero was like for my folk. Jordan actually gave me a verse this time. Usually he produces for me, but he wanted to rap, so we got him to rap
Now that's good.
on Sincere, which is
Yeah,
really
I see
cool.
that.
Yeah, but production wise, I'm getting, you know, I'm getting a better relationship with my production. So that was my goal, to at least I always want to at least produce one or two on any project I do or something like that, because I want to get better as a producer. So that was like my challenge, to match all the great production that Coop was doing and stuff, and still feel like it's a part of it, like a part of I wanted to be cohesive, but I just wanted to make sure that like I'm honing in on my skills on production.
Is there one of those roles, whether that's songwriting, rapping, or producing, that you feel like you are better at than the other? I know that you say you want to get better at producing, but what would you say your
Hmm.
strong suit is, I guess?
I think songwriting and rapping are they're very intertwined, right?
Yeah.
But uh, those are definitely my strong suits, and producing, I'm still trying to get better at. You know, some people really like my production, and that's great, but I want to be on a different level.
Are there any producers that you feel like, I guess my question would be, which producer working with them would be like, oh yeah, I made it. Like, oh yeah,
Oh
that's it.
man,
Like,
I it would be Pharrell, but I don't know. Pharrell or like honestly, even Missy Elliott, because people be sleep on her production. So that would be really crazy to me to get in there
Yeah,
with
her. Yeah.
Missy. Um, but you know, Pharrell's always been a big producer of mine. Um, and Tyler the Creator, I I commend his production, and he's one of those, you know, multi-hyphenate creatives that I really look up to, because he does so much, and I feel like that's the kind of artist I am as well.
oh yeah, hell
I
yeah.
like that.
So, Tells of an Underdog. Tales of an Underdog. Let's get into that. First off,
Yeah,
title alone. Why underdog? Do you feel like you embody that, or like talk to us a little bit about that word?
I feel like I'm in my underdog arc. That's how I felt. I've definitely had some heights in my career, and a couple years ago, or was it last year? A couple years ago, bad with time. A couple years ago, I think I fired management. I split away from, a situation that I was possibly going to be involved in the industry, and I was just like, it's just me, but I can make it shake. I can make it happen because I believe in myself. I believe in my abilities. I know what I want. I know who I am, and I want to strengthen that relationship with my art even further. And, a lot of people in that same position would maybe say that you're not moving smart, right? And I wanted to take the power back and give it to me and see what I can do with it. And that made me an underdog in my eyes. And I was like, it's okay to be being an underdog arc a little bit. And so I won't be there forever, but I'm here right now, you know?
Right now,
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
love that.
When it comes
I
to like you have to let everybody go, like did that make the process of making the album more difficult when you went like full independent?
That's a great question. Yeah, it was challenging. It was challenging. I didn't have the same resources that I had before. Um, but I've done it. I've done stuff like that before, uh, my first project and stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, I'll make it shake, but I'm gonna be uncomfortable. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
uncomfortable a little bit, but I can deal with discomfort, temporary discomfort, because I just believe in myself that much. And once I started getting the pieces together, which was like right, because like the first thing is like I just need to write. So once I started getting the pieces together, writing and picking out beats and stuff like that, you know, my very small team came together to help me. Like Pete Rango helped with mixing. He taught me how to mix some of it, so I was helping with mixing as well. Like Coop with production, giving me beats and stuff like that. So I made magic out of it. But yeah, it was definitely challenging at first.
Yeah, and I
what
can
are
hear
some
the
of
magic because it's so cohesive. Whoever you had mix and mastering, they did their big one. They made it
Thank you.
flow really effortlessly, and I like the whole layout of it as well. As far as like the track listing, it all kind of flows.
Thank you. I was very intentional about that because I wanted it to feel like a story without feeling too. I didn't want it to feel corny, right? But I wanted it to feel. There was something I needed to say, and the emotions and the emotional ride with it. So I was really selective on the track listing. Pete mixed all of it. What would happen was sometimes I would pre-mix it, so I would tell him how I wanted it to sound, right? Like on Influential, I wanted a lot of texture. I was
Hmm.
really obsessed with texture and maximalism. So I wanted that. So I pre-mixed it how I wanted it to sound, and then he would like
Clean it
clean it
up.
up how,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So it was cool.
Influential is one of my favorite songs on that thing. I just want to let you know that right now.
yeah, I did loop
It's
that
like the
one
Thank
a
you.
little
best
bit.
song for me.
Hey, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
You mentioned a story. What would you say is a message that you want your listeners or anybody that experienced your art, if there was one message that this album is supposed to tell or bring, what would you say that would be?
Knowing your power and standing in your own power and not caring about what anybody else says. It's about the relationship with yourself. I think that's
Mhm.
exactly what I was going through, and that's exactly what I was trying to express.
Oh, it's beautiful. It goes back to that Lauryn Hill stuff you were talking about earlier too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
speaking of that, I kind of want to segue into the woo aspect of this album because you got a lot
Thank
of
you. That
you
was
talking about
yeah.
stage, you talking about all of that in there. So get
Chris
into
around the
how
neck. Yeah.
Thank
spiritual,
you for noticing. That's really cool.
get
That
into
was
how the
spirituality was a whole
spirituality of
thread
it,
throughout it.
Yes, it
right?
was,
Get
and I'm
into.
really happy you noticed that.
So I would like to
That was
know,
one
like,
of the
what was
first
your
things I
process
noticed.
in your album making, like when it comes to incorporating the spirituality? Like, what was like the thought process on making sure you put it in there, but not try to like oversaturate it, or like finding that happy medium of incorporating
Yeah,
the spirituality.
yeah, thank you for that question. It's really cool. Yeah, it's definitely an intentional thing. Sometimes, Honestly, I just be channeling things. So sometimes things come to me in concepts, and I just got to do it, and I have to do it my own way. Like For My Folk was a story about my ancestors, and I had to really
Mhm.
be intentional about that. It was about the journey of my ancestors, the grief, the loss, the pain, but the celebration, right, of my roots. And I'm that extension. So I got that I got that channel, and I was really nervous about it. I was really nervous that I wouldn't do it justice. Honestly, I was nervous. There's so much we don't know about my family's lineage because of slavery, and there's things that I do know. But so that one took me like about 3 weeks to write because I had to come back to it. So sometimes something will come to me where I'm like, oh, I can put that in. I said something on Airbender about I channel. What did I say? Dang, I be forgetting my own lyrics. It's crazy. But it was something about sources like an iCloud or something like that. I said that like I thought that was
Mhm.
funny, so I was like, oh, that's easy. But for my folk was like such a big
The
thing.
name of that one alone. The name of that one
Right.
alone.
It's like, oh man, what if I get it? What if I don't do it justice? What if
You
it
did
comes
it
out
justice. You
corny?
did.
No, you
Thank you.
did, you did. I was gonna
Thank
ask, is
you.
there any songs on this album that make you do the stink face? Like, damn, I did that. Like the
Yeah,
Airbender, what
yeah,
Airbender? I was
Airbender.
like,
Yeah,
and I'm not
Airbender.
gonna
I love
hold
that beat.
you. I don't know if you've heard Cardi B's salute song.
No, I love Cardi though. Yeah.
Off the new
It's
Hear
album?
hard.
me out.
It's
Yeah.
hard.
Hear me out.
That
Airbender
joint
mixed
hard.
with salute. Cause it's
Oh,
kind
that
of
would be
like
That would
dope.
be a dope mix.
I
whether
gotta listen to
her
that.
yeah, one of her verses over Airbender's beat, like
Ooh,
that would be cold. I'm gonna let you
you
know that
DJ?
because
That
I
you
heard
said that?
a little
Oh
bit.
man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
Oh,
gonna slip that in. I was like, I'm gonna mix it first, and then
I'm about to
let me see what
say.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
it sounds hard.
I love Cardi. Oh, she's so cool. I love her. I love her music. I love her personality. She's so fucking funny. Um, but okay, cool. You put me on. I need to listen. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I think Airbender definitely gives me the stank face. Florida Panther for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Chartreuse. I love that beat so much.
Chartreuse is a
But
nice beat.
yeah.
I'm trying to, because honestly, the whole album, I'm looking at it right now. Like the whole album, it's short and sweet, but like
Short and
consistently,
sweet.
there's something in there that's gonna make me like, no, she didn't say that. She didn't say that. Like I promise you, I was listening to it and I just felt like so immersed in the project. And again, like the
Mm,
flow of it all, everything transitioned to the next track perfectly, and the way it
mm,
ended, it was just like I wanted more, but I was
mm.
satisfied at the same time.
Thank
Like
you. That means
give
a
me the next
lot.
album now.
Yeah,
And I
that
Right.
means
can't
a
believe,
lot. I was really
Yeah.
but
intentional with that. I was really intentional with that, and it's why it was the length it was, and it's how it ended. Even to be free, when I produced that, I knew the sample. I sampled Nia Simone. I was watching her interviews, and like I felt like that was a good ending. I didn't even want to rap on it too much. That's why I'm not even really on that track because I kind of wanted it to breathe as an outro. So it's cool to hear like your intentions, like people hear your intentions. It's really cool.
break
Yeah,
that
it's
down a
definitely
little bit. And I'm only saying that because like here in Tampa, like there are a lot of rappers, there are a lot of artists, there are a lot of people that do a lot of creative things. But I feel like one of the things that separates, I guess, those who look at it as a hobby and those who look at it as like, this is my lifeline. Like I
Hmm.
can't do anything outside of this is intentions. And I think the
true.
more that you focus, like the more people are able to feel you, even if they've never met you before, never seen you before. Like whatever you were intentionally doing when you were recording that, like it still felt throughout. And I feel like that's what makes things timeless. So talk to us a little bit about like when you talk about intentions.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to be vulnerable on this project in a way, and I was intentionally wanting to open up in certain ways and speak on certain things. But I'm also a listener too, so I wanted it to feel a certain way. I wanted it to you go on this emotional roller coaster with me because that's how I felt. I was on a emotional roller coaster. I started out angry, Airbender and Florida Panther. I'm mad as a woman, as a black woman in this industry. I'm mad, And it's like I wanted to say that,
Life
and
is in you.
yeah. So but I wanted to show you my grief. I'm sad underneath it. I'm sad as hell, and it's like, we go to form my folk, and I'm thinking about my blood. I'm thinking about my lineage, and I'm thinking about where I am. I'm in LA. That's
Mhm.
crazy, right? Because for me and my family, it's like that's crazy, and then I was just sad. So I was intentionally trying to have like this like journal my emotions, and I was immersed in it. I was very immersed in um which track goes next. I was very immersed in how it ends, which samples I choose. I was super immersed in that, and it was really fun. It was so fun, and it felt really fulfilling because I was so intentional. It just felt like me. So when I was done with it, literally, on Untitled, it says I listened to it 1,800 times, and that's just on Untitled. I probably listened to this project, who knows, 2,000-3,000 times. Literally, just like every little detail. I was like, okay, no, I changed this. Hey, Pete, no, I cut it right here. Like I was super immersed in it, and I think that's what is impactful. So being, intentional and being immersed in your own world, my own little universe. I'm just happy that it was felt. That's really cool for me.
And how
Yeah,
long did
absolutely.
this project take?
I think the project took maybe like 6 to 8 months. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be long for some, might be short for others. It was like about that. Between
Make
like,
it happen either.
yeah, picking
Yeah.
out beats and seeing what would fit and writing everything, recording and mixing. Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of that, is there anything that's on the album that you had in the cup for a while and you just didn't know where to place it and you finally like, oh, this would be perfect for this?
Black Madonna. Black Madonna
Black Madonna.
was
I
something I
love that
wrote
song.
like, yeah, like a couple years ago with Coop in a session. And I just had always wanted to make a song called Black Madonna. I had always wanted to do that at the start. It was really cool. And I was just like, I gotta, and yeah, so that was in the tuck. And then I was like, will it fit? And I kept rearranging the track list to see how it felt, and I landed on that placement. Yeah.
It's a good placement to have it at, like right at the tail
Thank
end.
you. Yeah, thank you.
I like that. Now, doubling in on that, like you mentioned something in regards to like, the struggles of being a black woman in the industry. What are some of the things that you noticed was like really difficult for you to accomplish because you were not only a woman, but a black woman trying to be in this atmosphere in LA?
It's just like, I don't want to say anything is too difficult for me to accomplish, but it is. In the reality of things, it's just like, just roles and power, right? I'm a very opinionated woman. I really am a nerd when it
As you
comes to
should be.
music. Like I study hip hop. I'm a student. I've always been a student and always been a fan. So sometimes I guess that could be intimidated to my male peers. And
Which
I
is
also
crazy to me.
it's just
That
crazy.
is so
It's
crazy to me
crazy.
because the best
Yeah.
MCs are students.
I know, and I'd be excited to talk about it. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Let's talk. And it's just like, oh, but also I'm professional, and it's a business, so I can be very professional, and I'm quick to put a boundary up. I don't work with
Shit.
certain people that talk to me certain ways or do certain things, and then but then then you just start. It's like, who's left? It's like after I work. So sometimes it can be hard to navigate, very challenging to navigate, and I got to the point where it just started making me angry and sad, and I started isolating myself a little more the past couple years, and I think I poured all that into Florida Panther. To be honest, that feeling, 'cause even on like the second verse, which is really like a bridge. I'm saying intuition, because it's
Mhm.
just like the one couple times that I look back and I feel like I went against my rules. I have rules that I go to when it comes to male peers and working with men. And you think you can go against it. They always show you why you should have stuck with that motherfucking rule.
Every
So
single time.
every single time, and then I just got so mad about it. And I was just thinking about opportunities that were missed because I didn't go on a date with somebody. Um, it's like I just wanted to be a part of this. I didn't want to date you. I'm trying to get my music out, bro. Like,
Get my
so
music out.
yeah, I'm not with that. I'm a businesswoman, like I don't do that. I'm cool. I got a boyfriend and everything. Like a lot of my peers, sometimes male peers, they don't respect you. I have a whole life. I'm a whole person, right? We're people beyond my music. I have family. I got a boyfriend. I got things going on. I'm a businesswoman though, and so like I'm a conduct myself for sure, but that don't mean I gotta like uh cater to you and to your ego, and I gotta be your bad bitch fantasy. Like, nigga, please. So
And
I started
I'm
getting
glad that you know that.
She's really snapping right now. Like,
Right.
yes. Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
so
for
yeah.
glad that
saying
you know
that.
Yeah, it's hard, and for a woman like me, that was really challenging for me. And it's just like, some people I've had people say before, like, "Oh, you're mad because you're attractive." I'm like, this. No, I'm mad that I'm not getting respected in my field, what that I'm really good at, because they can't get past their attraction to me. I think that's lame. And it really hurt.
it
And then it
is.
started hurting my feelings. I was like, damn, I just want to. So yeah, those challenges of navigating those situations were really started really like weighing on me. And Florida Panther was like my way of expressing that because I thought it needed to be said. Sometimes I always be like trying to look other female rappers or talk to them or see their stories because I'm like, are y'all going through this too? How do y'all navigate this shit? Because goddamn, it
And this is
affects me.
why we are here.
Yes, and I appreciate your platform and I think it's awesome. Because I think we need, as women in entertainment, need to talk about these things. We're not alone, and it can be difficult, and it's okay that's it difficult. So let's talk about it being difficult. We don't have to be like it shouldn't be difficult. No, it is, and like let's be
Yeah.
real.
It is.
Yeah, yeah,
I love that you
It's like,
emphasize a lot on like your boundaries and your rules because I think a lot of times like people just want to make it, whatever
yeah.
that is to them. They just want to make it. And there are things that people will dangle in your face or dreams that in things that they will paint for you of like, oh, just do this. And then you don't even know what you're really getting yourself into. And I think that a couple things that I do keep hearing you repeat is, hey, I believe in myself. I know my worth. I know my boundaries. I have standards. Like I have morals. Like those
oh,
are all important. I want, I want you to like, if you could in a way, if they're like any younger artists or like even if like Cherele, like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, like what are some things that you would encourage them and say to them to continue down the journey of where you are now, which is a great spot. So I can only imagine this time next year where you're going to be.
I would just encourage anybody to strengthen the relationship with their art. That's all that matters. All that matters is your gift. It don't matter about anything anybody says, any weird challenges in your face. What really matters is your gift. Because outside of all the glitz and glam of our industry, it's the gift that got me here. It's the gift that's going to get you there. So strengthening that relationship, whether it means writing exercises, whether it means watching videos on, I don't know, interviews with people or whatever you're into. Just do your homework, do your research, stay grounded with your gift because that's the most important thing.
They say your
absolutely.
grits will make
Love
room for you.
Yes,
hmm
absolutely.
I I got a couple things I wrote down that I was like, yeah, this might be my little mantras or anthems that you
Mm.
said. One of them
Ooh.
being, yeah, they folded on me. I got to flex on them. I
Mhm.
had that one on repeat for a minute. Lights out is my shit. Lights
Yeah.
out is my
Oh,
shit.
I was
And
so
then
angry
you
with
you
that. Yeah.
ended with, I think, look, I literally had to write this down. That bit was good. You go, I think people, including myself, can be so attached to our past, sometimes in a negative way. But I see it as an opportunity to learn from, to sit with, sort it out, mourn over it, but then move forward. Have your own funeral for who you used to be.
Mm.
That's some spoken word shit right there.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. Nostalgia is dead. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. That's a word, and that's kind of who I'm always forever evolving. So you always gotta, you know, wipe the old you off, and not with shame, not shaming ourselves, but we just letting go. You know.
Bingo. Is there anything that you see from your old albums to now, like your growth? Like, what do you admire about your own self throughout this whole journey? Or what are some things that you have learned about yourself throughout this artistry journey?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Uh, I see myself just being more grounded within myself, loving myself more, and being more comfortable with being my authentic self. I can see that in the journey for sure. Like even from Nostalgia is Dead to Tale of an Underdog, uh, I can feel it. I can feel like Tell the Underdog now. I'm like, oh, my powers, I got it. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
this shit working for
yeah,
real.
You
Like,
gonna
yeah,
follow
oh
yeah.
yeah.
on.
He's like, whoa, you know. And Nostalgia is Dead. I was trying to figure that out. I was really trying to dive deep into being that woman, and I feel like now I'm like, I got it. You know, now I got
Yeah.
the jetpack, and I'm all in the sky. So
You got the juice
I
now.
it's
am I am she.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. You are the she that
Ab-
you envision.
Absolutely. You are your ancestors' wildest dream.
yeah. Yes, that was an important. That's important. Yeah,
Well, we actually do have to wrap this up. We don't want to keep you all day, but I do want to
yeah.
have one extra question that I got to give you because I feel like this is something that kind of gives people insight on the direction you're trying to go. So if you had like your top three just out of this world collaborations, who would you pick to collab with?
Top
Your top
three.
three.
Oh, top three. I would love to collaborate with Dochi. I would love to collaborate.
That would be clutch.
I would love to collaborate with Solange. Oh my gosh, Solange. I love Solange. Dochi, Solange. Oh, that's hard. Who's the third one? Well, Rihanna ain't really making music right now, so I'm gonna say
I mean, she on a couple sound. What is it? A couple
my
movie
good
scores.
sis living her
No,
beautiful
for
life.
real. What?
Yeah,
I ain't
she's
gonna make
on
her
it.
do all that.
She 2 bill right now. 2 billion. Like what?
I
Girl.
would think honestly like Childish Gambino too. I would think he
Nice.
would
All of
be
those
really
names
cool.
make so much sense to you. I promise you, they just make so much sense.
Yeah.
Thank
Like
you.
I could definitely see you working with those
Yeah.
three people. Y'all fit the
Yeah.
That
same
would be hard.
vibe.
Yes.
I do have a special request before we wrap up too. So I'm glad that you keep mentioning Tampa artists. So allegedly there's only one woman producer here in Tampa. So
Really?
hopefully we get to see. Yeah, apparently there's one.
Who's the one?
So K Dank.
Oh, K Dang. Okay, I fuck with K Dang. Well, Betty Doll produced too.
Betty
Betty
Doll,
produced.
yes, that's true. Betty Doll does
Betty
produce too.
produced.
It's a different sound.
Um,
I guess more so like the hip hop realm.
oh, that's true. That's true.
The hip hop
Dang,
realm.
yeah. Um, I love Tampa. Tampa's been good to me. I'm from Fort Myers, but Tampa has been amazing city. I always compare Tampa like they're the creative hub of Florida for real. People think it's Miami. I be
Thank
thinking
you.
it's Tampa.
It's
Yeah.
I've been
Tampa.
saying Tampa for the longest since I moved down there to be.
Yeah, Tampa is great. There's the a lot of my friends in Tampa artists like I came up with. So I have a special relationship with Tampa.
Yes, I love to hear it. As a Tampa native, I'm always like, yeah, man, like we got some good shit out here. It's
Great
some it's
shit.
some it's some yeah, great shit. Great shit. Like
Hmm.
we definitely
Hmm.
got some gems.
Hmm.
So I guess my request would be if you find your way in Tampa this year, we would
Hmm.
love to have you see you kind of produce something, even if that's for like, I don't know, one of the events that we may be having, some kind of special event. But
Okay.
me myself as an artist, I'm requesting. I'm trying to hear some great shit too.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I really like your
definitely
sound.
down. Thank you. I'm
I just
definitely
want to know
down.
when the tour gonna happen and if you're gonna be hitting Florida with the tour. I'm just saying.
I'm working on that. I'm working on that. It will possibly be October. Um, I'm working on it. Yeah. So I gotta come through. I gotta do the Florida tour.
Very good.
Absolutely,
We'll be in
absolutely.
there.
We'll be
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Well, Cherele, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you, your wisdom, your art, and your gift. We do not take that lightly. Again, please
Oh,
continue to tap in. Mouse, tell them what they can look forward to for episode 3. I think Cherele kind of ushered us into that spirituality and hip hop. Like what is hip hop without spirituality and the black church and things like that. So that's a little bit
exactly.
about what we're going to be getting into. Anything else you want them to look forward to for episode 3 coming up?
Honestly, I feel like we was just gonna be touching on like just keeping it black essentially because we haven't had any special episodes geared towards Black history yet. So with incorporating Black spirituality, adding a little bit of Black history in there as well.
Yeah, you kind of ushered us into that. Happy Black History Month, man.
Happy Black
Yeah.
History Month.
Happy Black History
Yeah.
Month.
I love that. I'm looking
All
forward to
right.
that. I'll be watching that too.
Well, thank
Sounds
y'all for
good.
being here. And it's okay too.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, for sure.